country, and I now my pledge renew. For it's more than just a symbol, it's the heart and life and soul of the land I love under God above. It's America. I will pledge all my allegiance to the red and white and blue. It's the flag of my own country, and I now my pledge renew. For it's more than just a symbol, it's the heart and life and soul of the land I love under God above. It's America.
Red, white, and blue. Why?
Red is the blood of freedom's thread, not taken, but given. As one man said,
I will be free, or I will be dead.
and that is why our flag is red.
White is the purity of freedom's light. But ere that flame could pierce the night of tyranny, free men must unite.
And that is why our flag is white.
Blue is a loyalty of freedom true, for which men pledged life and honor too.
And then stood tall to pay their due.
And that is why our flag is blue.
So please, don't say my flag is only a symbol. It's much more than that to me. The red thread, the white light, the true blue. It's the soul of my country. And today, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I pledge allegiance to the flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation living under God, who keeps it indivisible in his hands, with liberty and justice for all. We will pledge all our allegiance to the red and white and blue. It's the flag of our own country, and we now our pledge renew. For it's more than just a symbol, it's the heart and life and soul of the land we love, the United States of America.
Some men become heroes in dying. Others become heroes by living. In either case, patriots are born of courage and faith.
Some men offer their blood. Others offer their influence and their words. They all pledge their hearts. And that's what allegiance is all about.
Alone you came from Georgetown to visit Baltimore. His doctor friend was being held a prisoner of war. The lawyer pled for freedom.
My friend is needed so to touch and heal the hurting folks sore wounded by their foe.
The enemy refused release.
The night you'll spend at sea. No risk you pose aboard my ship, no warning can you be.
A battle followed through the night. The guns all echoed on. The French still trembling by the rail, their country's plight unknown. When dawn her golden door swung wide to carol the new day, the first rays of the morning sun upon their flag did play. The lawyer from his pocket took some paper and a pen and jotted words of tribute that today will live again. The lawyer came from Georgetown.
His name was Francis Key, and on that paper in his hand, the words he wrote were these.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight? gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. We'll sing idlers allegiance to the flag, and our republic for which it stands, one nation living and it's an indivisible in his hand, with liberty and justice for all, for every man, everywhere, for all. Sing the song of joy, sing the song of truth, sing the song of faith, sing the song of youth, sing the song of freedom, a song of peace, and a song of love that shall never cease. Sing a happy melody with some simple harmony. Whatever it is, sing a song with
Sing with us on this one.
Give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day.
Now, try this old favorite.
I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away. Don't you hear the whistle blowing? Rise up so early in the morn. Don't you hear the captain shouting? Dinah, blow your horn.
Smile when you sing this one.
Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Oh, oh, oh. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, strumming on the old banjo and singing beep-bye, fiddly-i-i-o, beep-bye, fiddly-i-i-o, beep-bye, fiddly-i-o, strumming on the old banjo. Sing a song of joy, sing a song of truth, sing a song of faith, sing a song of youth, sing a song of freedom, a song of peace, and a song of love that shall never cease. Sing a happy melody with some simple harmony.
Here's a song from as far back as you can remember.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
All right, we're dividing into 4 groups. Pick yourself a group and sing along. Group 1, go.
Row, row, row
And
your
2.
boat gently down the stream.
All right, 3. And 4.
Gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
The last line, everyone.
Life is but a dream.
And speaking of dreams, sing with us about yours.
Because it was of you. Come, sweetheart, tell me now is the time. You tell me your dream, and I'll tell you mine. Whatever it is, sing a song with me.
Now, a favorite song of faith, the church in the Wildwood.
There's a church in the valley by the Wildwood, no lovelier spot in the day. No place is so dear to my childhood as the little brown church in the vale. Oh, come, 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 come.
Come to the church in the Wildwood. Oh, come to the church in the day. No place is so dear to my childhood as the little brown church in the vale. Whatever it is, sing a song with
A song of liberty and freedom. Sing it.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Marching on. God of our fathers, whose almighty hand leads forth the triumph of the first command. From war's alarms, from deadly pestilence, let thy strong arm be e'er our sure defense. Thy love divine has led us in the past. In this free land, by thee our lot is cast. Be thou our ruler, guardian, guide and stay. past, our hope for years to tell. We trust thee now in faith steadfast, our fathers taught us well. Faith of our fathers, holy faith, we will be true to thee till death. Faith of our fathers living still, in spite of dungeon, fire, and sword. Oh, how our hearts beat high with joy whene'er we hear that glorious word. Faith of our fathers, holy faith, we will be true to thee till death.
Our fathers chained in prisons dark were still in heart and conscience free. How sweet would be their children's fate if they like them should die for thee.
Faith of our fathers, holy faith,
It's the old time religion, it is good enough for me.
It was good for our fathers.
It was good for our fathers.
It was good for our fathers. And it's good enough for me. It was good for our country. It was good for our nation. It was good for America. And it's still good for today.
gave us liberty and freedom, gave us liberty and freedom, gave us liberty and freedom, and it's still good for today. Faith of our fathers, holy faith,
Our fathers, God to thee,
Author of liberty, to thee we sing.
long may our land be bright.
With freedom's holy light,
Protect us by thy might. This is my father's word.
There is one simple word that inspires hope and light and dreams. It pushes back the dark clouds of tyranny, causes slavery to cease, and forces dictators to tremble. It is a word that lets every man climb as high as he can carry his own weight. It is a word that allows any man who is willing to stay on his toes reach for the stars. It is a word that encourages a man to get up when he falls down. This word is a woman in a garden or at a desk, doing exactly what she likes to do. It's a man in a pulpit or on a street corner speaking his mind. It's unafraid faces of children at the beach. It's a man saying, "Howdy, stranger," without looking cautiously over his shoulder first. It's all the people of all the nation making up their own minds. It's walking out the front door when you want to. There is a voice in the soul of every human being that cries out to be liberated. And this is the word that answers that call. Freedom. May all the earth hear it and have it and love it. Ring the bells of freedom. Ring all the bells of freedom.
Ring all the bells of freedom, birthright of every man on earth. Ring all the bells of freedom, place it in every hand on earth. As each one rings out freedom's bell, another joins in freedom's throng. When all men share in freedom's call, the world will ring with freedom's song. Ring all the bells of freedom, sing it through every land on earth.
A long time ago, the story goes, on a lonely isle far out in the sea lived the sirens, tempting with beautiful songs all ships and their crews from the sea to be free. As the ships would near that promised shore, sharp reefs would reach up from the waves to snatch and shatter each craft passing by, pulling everyone down into watery graves. Only 2 ships ever calmly sailed past that isle with its temptress of song. Each had a captain who wisely devised a plan to safely evade the wrong. Ulysses was first to outsmart the foe. He lashed himself to the strong center mast and plugged the ears of his comrades with wax to block out the song, safely got past. The other was Jason, who took aboard the finest musician the world ever heard. And when Orpheus sang his song so fair, the siren notes left the crew unstirred. Many there are who call us today to leave our love for some rainbow of promise and hope and dream and song that sound like the sirens of long ago. Jason had the answer. A song aboard his ship, sweeter than on the shore. His men were saved from a watery grave by a simple song they had heard before. So let all free men everywhere stand tall and raise their voices loud and proud and sing of their own sweet land of liberty. Let all the bells of freedom ring.
Ring all the bells of freedom, birthright of every man on earth. Ring all the bells of freedom, place it in every hand on earth. As each one rings out freedom's bell, another joins in freedom's throng. When all men share in freedom's call, the world will ring with freedom's song. Ring all the bells of freedom, sing it through every land on earth.
While the 17th century was still in its teens, William Bradford and George Carver sat beneath a swinging lantern in the cabin of the Mayflower and signed there the document which established a new settlement to the glory of God and the advancement of the Christian faith. Freedom is a holy light. The right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness was created by a personal God. The signers of the Declaration of Independence avowed firm reliance on the protection of divine providence. George Washington prayed that God would keep the United States in His holy protection. Abraham Lincoln in the Gettysburg Address declared that our nation was indeed under God. We emblazon on our money, in God we trust. But it seems to some of us that while we have thanked God on one hand, we have forsaken Him on the other. And this does present a problem. America can only be great as she is blessed, and she can only be blessed as God casts the shadow of His wing across our land. We should not pray that God would return to democracy and bless it, but that democracy would return to God and be blessed. The gift of peace is the fruit of righteousness. God's order has always been righteousness and peace, never peace, then righteousness. We make this God's own country when we live like God's own people. Then we ring the bells, all the bells of freedom.
Ring all the bells of freedom.
Our founding fathers sought freedom. Freedom to hear the different cadence of the distant drummer. Freedom to pursue his own ambition, to associate with whom he pleased, to choose his own trade, to study and learn whatever he wanted. Freedom to volunteer when he didn't have to. Freedom to lose as well as win. Freedom not from law but in law. Not from government but in government. Not from religion but in religion. Freedom to work, to think, to love, to speak, to pray, to argue, to praise, to live, all without fear. Inscribed on the Liberty Bell are these words: proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. That bell first rang as a daring assumption, crying out for proof. With marching years, proof has come. One new freedom after another has enriched the ring of the bell. But the sound of freedom speaks more today of promise than of pride, and it sings more of tomorrow than it does of yesterday. Each generation must do its own proving. We can echo a sound of peace, honor, and generosity, a song of liberty, justice, and opportunity if we will together ring all the bells of freedom.
Ring all the bells of freedom, birthright of every man on earth. Ring all the bells of freedom. They sing in every hand on earth. As each one rings out freedom's bell, another joins in freedom's throng. When all men share in freedom's song, the world will ring with freedom's song. Ring all the bells of freedom. Sing it through every land on earth.
Patrick Henry said it. Is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. He rang a bell for freedom. John Paul Jones fought as if the whole cause of American liberty depended on him alone. It was September in 1779 when the British asked if he would surrender. His reply, I have not yet begun to fight. That's a bell of freedom. Molly Pitcher took her place behind the cannon of the colonies. Women walked half a continent beside the Conestoga wagons that carried a few heirlooms and a coop of chickens and a bag of seed and a dream, and they all rang a bell for freedom. 1787. Our best men with divine guidance established the Constitution of the United States of America. Gladstone called it the most wonderful work ever struck off at a given time by the brain and purpose of man. Another bell of freedom. John Stark, one of the Green Mountain Boys, was told before the Battle of Bennington that the hill could not be taken. He growled back, "I'll take that hill before sundown or Molly Stark's a widow." And you have another bell, freedom. I was born an American, I will live an American, I shall die an American. Daniel Webster believed. I will remain to die by the American flag if I die alone. Teddy Roosevelt. He rang the bell of freedom. On the green at Lexington, in the snow at Valley Forge, at the fields of Gettysburg and the waters of the Marne, the beachhead of Normandy, the sands of Iwo Jima, and on the hill called Porkchop, the bells of freedom rang. 1 million and more of my countrymen have died for my freedom. They did not die in vain. I am an American. My country is their eternal monument to freedom, and we too, all of us together, must ring the bells of freedom.
Ring all the bells of freedom. Freedom.
If we don't say it, no voice will.
Freedom.
If we don't believe it, no one will.
Freedom.
If we don't dream it, no heart will.
Freedom.